Yo, what is up NBA fans? It's your boy Mike here. Now, while I have been making NBA videos on YouTube, there has really been that's not true. There have been two consistent opinions of mine that people have really disagreed with me on, alright? The first one is the Kings, because I think they suck, and trust me, if you've seen my Kings video, you know that most people, or at least most Kings fans, strongly disagree with me on the Kings. But that's not what we're talking about today, alright? Today we are talking about my other controversial opinion, and that is that the Brooklyn Nets are not contenders this year, okay? I've said it once, I'll say it again, and whatever you say, it's probably not going to change my mind until I see the evidence to believe it, alright? I don't think the Brooklyn Nets are contenders, and people are up in arms about it, alright? I'm underrating Kevin Durant because I don't think he's going to come back 100% from his Achilles injury. I'm underrating Kyrie Irving because he's a freaking locker room cancer, and that doesn't affect his talent though, or all the chemistry issues are overblown, which is just maybe a little bit, but it's really not that true. I'm sleeping on their bench, I'm sleeping on their defense, I'm sleeping on their coaching. You know, this team, they're going to make the finals, they're going to win the finals, they're going to be the best team in the East at least, blah 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 blah, alright? I don't buy it. I am not as high on the Nets as everybody else is, and you know what? One of two things is going to happen, okay? Either I'm going to be wrong and I'm going to look like a fool, or I'm going to be right and y'all are going to look like fools. So I'm really hoping that it ends up being the second option and I'm right. If I'm wrong, trust me, I will come out and say it, okay? I'll make a video on it if the Nets end up looking freaking fantastic this year. But I don't think they're going to be. I think they're pretenders, and I do not see them making the finals or even the Eastern Conference Finals. But that's neither here nor there, alright? One of the biggest things that people really don't like about me, or my opinion on the Nets, I should say, that is my opinion on Kevin Durant. Now, I will not hesitate to say that I don't really like Kevin Durant as a person. I think he's a whiny baby who goes to Twitter every time he gets his feelings hurt. I think his move to the Warriors was incredibly weak and made the league suck. And I don't think he gets a pass just because he did one good thing and tried to go out on the court and play when he had an injury and he made it way worse. Yeah, that was great, but I feel like that's made everyone suddenly just forgive him for kind of screwing up the league and its parity for 2 years, and that's just not how it works for me, alright? I still don't like Kevin Durant, I still don't like him as a person, and I think everyone is overrating him a little bit when they say he's still going to be like a top 3, top 2 player in the league coming back from this Achilles. Now, as much as I will say that I am biased against Kevin Durant, I really don't think that there is any of my bias coming out when I say that Kevin Durant is not going to heal 100% from this Achilles injury, alright? I promise you, it's not bias. It has nothing to do with me not liking Kevin Durant. It has everything to do with the fact that Kevin Durant's injury is the Achilles injury, which is maybe the worst injury a basketball player can suffer and has ruined the careers of so many before him. I don't think a 30-year-old Kevin Durant who got hurt is going to come into this season after missing a year on this terrible, terrible injury and come back 100%, okay? One player in NBA history has done it. It is Dominique Wilkins, and that dude was way more athletic than Kevin Durant. No one's done it before, no one's done it since. I don't think Kevin Durant's going to be the second. However, since everyone seems to think this is apparently a hot take somehow, because every time I say this, people yell at me in the comments of wherever I'm saying it on. So let's say, hypothetically, Kevin Durant comes back 100%. And I'm sorry this intro's been really long, by the way. But let's say Kevin Durant comes back 100%. Let's say he is in competition for being the best player in the league, up there with like LeBron, Giannis, and Kawhi. Why is no one else talking about the fact that Kevin Durant could be MVP in this situation? Because I've seen a million other players get MVP talks this year. Alright, I think it's going to be Giannis, but the narrative's against him. Alright, then there's a bunch of players in the West. You got Dame might be good enough, but I don't think his team's going to be good enough. Luka, same thing. Don't think his team's going to be good enough. Curry, same thing. Don't think his team's going to be good enough. LeBron and AD have each other. They're going to take each other's votes, just like Curry and Kevin Durant did on the Warriors, alright? So it seems to me, with Giannis having the narrative against him, and there not being a clear favorite in the West, if Kevin Durant comes back fully healthy, he should be in the MVP talks and having a very real chance to win it. So that is what I'm going to talk about today, alright? This is going to be a hypothetical because I don't believe this is going to happen, but this is from the view of someone who believes the Nets are going to be contenders and Kevin Durant is going to come back as a top 5 player, how he could win MVP. So let's get right into that, guys. So if you look at Kevin Durant's past stats, alright, assuming he comes back 100%, I'm going to compare his stats to 2016, because I think that's a better comparison than any of his Warriors stats when he was playing with Steph and Clay, because those are two of the best offensive, secondary, third help options in NBA history. So Kevin Durant's efficiency gets a little bit of a boost playing with them. He's able to do a little bit better on defense there because his offense is a little bit easier. KD stands, you can be mad at it all you want, but it's just the truth. When you play with great offensive players, it makes everything else easier for you, alright? So I'm going to base Kevin Durant's production this year, assuming he is at 100% or even like 97%, alright, off of 2016. Give me 1 second, I have to sneeze. And we back. Anyway, I'm going to base Kevin Durant's production this year off of the year 2016 with the Thunder. I think that is a pretty good comparison to the current Nets, even though Russell Westbrook and Kyrie Irving, Kyrie's definitely a better fit offensively with Kevin Durant. He needs, well, I wouldn't say he needs the ball less than Russ, but he can shoot more, so it's just a better team overall fit. Anyway, I'm going to go with 2016, alright? That's just what I'm telling you, basically, not the Warriors. So in 2016, Kevin Durant still had some otherworldly stats. 28 points on 50% shooting, alright, from the field, 39% from 3, and 90% from the free throw line. He also had 8 rebounds a game, 5 assists a game, a steal, and a block. Dude was ridiculous. He was not quite as good defensively as he was on the Warriors, where, I mean, his mind, he was an all-defensive player. That was definitely not true, but he was definitely a pretty solid defender there. He was an above-average defender in OKC. I would say slightly above average at this point, alright? Not like a great defender or anything, but definitely not like a negative on defense. Very, very good player. I would say an MVP level player. So if you look at this, alright, Kevin Durant is the main guy on this team, right? You're going to have him averaging these stats, 28, 8, and 5. Fantastic stats, and he's doing this on basically a 50-40-90 season. Alright, and honestly, I could see his three-point percentage this year being in the 40s just because he's had a lot of time with his foot injury to work on his shot even more, and his shot's already amazing. So I wouldn't be shocked if he really has a 50-40-90 season this year. So let's say Kevin Durant, assuming he's at 100%, has a 28-point 50-40-90 season with 8 rebounds and 5 assists. Those are MVP numbers. Then, what you need is the Nets to win a bunch of games. And I've seen a lot of people predict that the Nets will be the second seed in the East behind the Bucks. And assuming that everything goes well and you all are right about the Nets and I'm wrong and I'm an idiot, that's totally possible. You got KD and Kyrie, they play perfectly together, alright? DeAndre Jordan is magically like 5 years younger, and he's a great defender, alright? Jared Allen is a great defender off the bench. You got guys like Karis LeVert and Spencer Dinwiddie are being efficient scorers, and there's no ball handling issue with the fact that all these guys want a lot of shots, and there's not enough shots to go around. Kyrie Irving doesn't say anything stupid that pisses off his teammates throughout the year, and everybody gets along and sings Kumbaya after every game, while Kyrie burns sage, okay? It's just a wonderful frickin' time in Brooklyn. Everyone's having fun, and they're winning games. The Nets end up winning, like, I'm trying to see, next year's a 72-game season, so let's say the Nets win, like, 54 games next year, okay? I'd say that's pretty close to like 60 in a normal year. Let's say everything goes right, they win like 54 games. They're the 2 seed in the East, they're a top 4 seed in the entire league. Well, Giannis has the storyline against him, so he's out of the MVP discussion. Luka, Dame, Curry, they don't win enough games, like I said. LeBron and Anthony Davis take each other's votes. Nobody else is good enough for the MVP. Kevin Durant could swoop in and win it. Realistically, I absolutely think in this scenario, Kevin Durant could win MVP. I don't see any reason why not. He would be the clear best player on the second best team in the East. He would have all the storyline with him to boot, because people are rooting for him to come back from his to come back from his Warriors days on the Nets, recover from his injury fully, come back from that Achilles injury that's such a bitch and just, like, spit on it, right? Just prove it wrong, that it couldn't keep Kevin Durant down. He waited all this time, he left the Warriors, and now he's going to go win a real title with the Nets. That is the storyline, and storyline is huge for the MVP. Almost as important as wins, honestly. It really is. It's massive. So Kevin Durant does this? Yeah, I think he wins the MVP. I really don't think it's insanely close either. If this scenario really happened, I mean, Giannis, like I said, storylines against him. People are tired of it. Kevin Durant is going to get all the credit for this team because people don't like Kyrie Irving and the rest of their role players, even if they got a lot of solid players in this team. There's no other, all-stars besides him and Kyrie, so they're not going to get a ton of credit. It's going to be everyone sucking off Kevin Durant all year long as the Nets do amazing, and they're going to give him the MVP. In this scenario, Kevin Durant wins MVP this year, and that is huge. And it's really not impossible. Now, like I said, I don't believe this is going to happen, okay? Just got to be honest with you. I don't think Kevin Durant's going to be this good. I don't think the Nets are going to be this good. I don't think he's winning MVP. But if he does, wow, it would be huge. And wow, would I have a hell of an I was wrong video to make. So that is it for my video today, guys. Alright, I just wanted to go over this hypothetical scenario. Like I said, for the 17th time now, I don't believe it's going to happen, but I thought it was worth making a video about because everyone else seems to think the Nets and KD are going to be great, so I really don't know why people don't think he's going to be the MVP. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it. Trying my best with these videos. I got a new microphone recently, so I'm hoping that the sound quality is better than it was on my old videos. Please let me know if you think it was. And just keep checking out the new content on my channel. I'm making videos all the time, so, keep checking out my videos. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.